Okay, the game's called BS Zelda 3. And this game actually is a game that came out in 1990s and is an attachment of The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. It's a direct sequel, but it was played through something called the Broadcast Satellaview, which is a kind of a weird console. And what there was for the game, there was 4 weeks, and every week you had about an hour to play through the game. And depending on your progress, the next week you would pick up where you left off on a new area. And there were 4 weeks, and on the last week you had a set amount of time to play, and then you went and defeated Ganon. And it's a pretty simplified version of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past 3. It was greatly simplified, and the game was never properly released, and so there's no actual ROM of it that exists. A group of people reconstructed the ROM for BS Zelda 3, and they released it themselves, and I like to think of this game as basically the official ROM, even though technically it's not. So in the any percent no major glitches category, which I like to think of as the most straightforward, most mainstream, simplest category, in this category, since the game gave you a set amount of time to beat the game, you have to sit there and wait for that timer to hit 48 before you can actually go and beat Ganon. Because that's how it was when the Broadcast of Teleview released the game. Yes, you have to sit there for 42 minutes before you can go and defeat Ganon.
One eternity later.
Yeah, she automatically talks to you. It's not like Ganon is very interesting in this game. He's completely RNG. Yes, gamers, this speedrun is 45 minutes long. The first 42 minutes don't matter whatsoever. It doesn't matter what you do. Now, you do have to defeat 2 dungeons, but these are very easy dungeons. They're greatly simplified from what they previously were, and nothing you do in these dungeons actually affects the Ganon fight. And the Ganon fight, unfortunately, is extremely easy and entirely dependent on random factors that are almost entirely out of your control. Yes, let's go, dude. I think it's it. Let's go, dude. What a Ganon! 0 warps! Fucking basically perfect phase 4. The only mistake this run made is the 2.5 seconds. Okay, a few reasons I think this game stands out as the worst speedrun of all time. For one, it's not some weird MMO, or it's not a game that's not intentionally originally designed to be speedrun. Like I noted that the Smash games in my previous video are not good speedruns. Well, they're not really designed to be speedrun, and there's no easy way to speedrun them. In Broadcast to Teleview, Zelda 3, there's a story, there's a start and an end. You can actually speedrun it like you could a regular game. Same with MMOs. I don't think MMOs or these stories like Minecraft, they're not real speedruns, so this game is an actual speedrun, it's an actual game. It is a ROM hack, but to me it's a real game because they reconstructed a game that existed.
There it is, there's Electro. I would not like to continue. There we go. 21, 32, 45. That's the record.
Another thing is, the mechanics in this game are pretty good. The game's actually really well built, and a lot of the categories that allow clipping or allow glitches, or they skip the part where you just sit there, they're actually pretty good categories. Like, the gameplay is very clean. I really like the game. I have all the world records. I enjoy playing it. It just happens that the any percent no major glitches category and the 100% no major glitches category are a yike fest. Now, gamers, you'll notice in this run, I do actually change my menu from the flute to the bow. That's because when you fight Ganon, you need the bow out. So this is the only thing you can do to make the Ganon fight faster, which is just silly because it's literally, you're just sitting here. I also tried to do a few runs where I reduced lag, and I did not see a noticeable difference in the first 42 minutes of the run. The only thing you can really do is change the bow out and get closer to the graveyard stone so that you can get into the warp faster. To make matters worse, my PB was actually really good in this. I don't see anybody beating my PB in this unless you really want to grind out a 43-minute category. You'd have to do it at least 10 times, maybe 20 times, because my PB was pretty solid. And yeah, that means I got good Ganon RNG. There's really no skill involved. Now, technically, I did get a triple arrow on Ganon, which is why it was a decent PB. But ultimately, there's no skill in this fight. And it takes 40 minutes to do something that really takes a minute. So looking at the any percent category, which is, I would say, the main competitive category, you can do a clip and you can actually skip past the wait period right into Ganon, which means that the entire game matters how fast you do it. I would say this is really the main category. And in this category, you actually have a pretty well-built speedrun. It's pretty fun, and I would say very, very organized. There's one slight issue with this game beyond the wait period, though. In this game, if you're not playing on SD2 SNES or on FX Pack as they rebranded it to, you're not competitive in it. You can't compete in it. Now, you could be playing on emulator. Emulator actually is competitive too, but I don't want to play an emulator, guys. We're alpha gaming out here, okay? Guys, by the way, if you want to become an alpha gamer, make sure to subscribe, join the army. You're going to win today. But yeah, we're alpha gaming out here, okay? I'm not playing on emulator unless I absolutely have to. Not going to play an emulator, and I don't have to here, so I'm going to play on the SD2 SNES. Well, the issue is I used to play on an EverDrive, and these things were a lot cheaper, and I also played on a Super UFO 8. Those things were a lot cheaper than getting an SD2 SNES. You have to play on one of these, though, because these things have the fastest loading time. And in BS Zelda Ancient Stone Tablets, there is considerable loading time because there's actually 4 ROMs, and all the ROMs are connected to each other because there's originally 4 weeks. So what happens is, if you're not playing on an SD2 SNES, you don't get optimal load times, which means your run is automatically bad because the game is so short. So you can't play on a Super EverDrive, which is a good flashcard, by the way. And there's really no difference between these two flashcards, but this is unviable for the speedrun. So I had to buy another flashcard for $200 to get world records in this category. World record involved me sitting there for 42 minutes and then literally rolling a lottery to try to get the best possible game fight. I mean, you're talking about a rough speedrun here. Oh yeah. Anyway, guys, good luck to anybody that runs Link to the Past and BS Zelda. And if you want to beat my times, like, good luck. You can definitely beat all my times. I only did a few runs until I got the world record, and then I said, hey, you know what? Yeet. But you can definitely beat my times. I'd say good luck because, again, like, sitting there for like 40 minutes for almost every category is kind of a pain in the ass. If you make one mistake or like you do one thing wrong suddenly, you have to do a whole nother speedrun, and you're not engaging with your audience, you're not doing anything. I have seen other speedrunners actually try and do another speedrun while they're doing the original speedrun, and that gave me a great idea. Since I have 2 flashcards, I could actually get another flashcard and do 3 runs of this game all simultaneously. So what you do is you start the first run, and then when the wait period starts, you start the second run. Because I actually own 2 Super Nintendos as well. And then when the second one's done with the first 10 minutes, you fire up the third Super Nintendo, and then you actually have 3 games running at the same time. And then by the time the third one you get to the wait period, the first one you can actually go fight Ganon. So you can actually triple the rate of speedruns you get, which is pretty efficient in my opinion. At any rate, guys, the BS Zelda 3 Link to the Past speedrun, I actually think it's a really great speedrun if you don't look at this category. It's really fun, it's really short, really compact. There is some risk. You can definitely take damage. You definitely have to do a reset. It's also, the run's not like super boring. There's no auto score stuff. There's no tile room stuff. It's like Link to the Past, but like condensed all the fast stuff. It was kind of in a way built to be speedran by the developers because they wanted everybody to be able to beat it in a 1 hour time period or a few hours, however long they had back then. And I think that's pretty sick because you can see that in the game design. You can see that in the mechanics. You can see that in how it operates. I think it's a pretty good run with a lot of depth to it. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, make sure to slap like button, gamers. Make sure to crush the like button, gamers. But I also wanted to just talk to my viewers a little bit and like explain what the heck is going on lately with the WQ Alpha Gaming, what's been going on with everything in my life, and also my video hardware. So I used to have a video camera that I would make my videos on. I don't make them on a video camera anymore. I make them on my phone, and the hardware is different. So all my videos I upload, people are like, something's wrong with the audio. Let me know what's going on with the audio, because when I edit the video, I'm not editing bad audio on the video, right? It's fine on my end. So When I upload it, I don't know what's going on. Some people say, hey, there's something wrong with the audio. Like, let me know what's going on there. Number 2, gamers, like, what's going on with YouTube and Twitch? Like, where have I been the past 3 years? Realistically, I was going through a lot, in and out. I moved out of my mom's house like 8 months ago. I was living with her for a while. I moved out of her house. I work a job right now that's could be better. I'll be honest, it could be a lot better. And I was doing Twitch the past few months, like since I moved out, but I haven't been loving it. So I'm kind of trying to make it come back on YouTube a little bit, like trying to get back into YouTube, because whenever I do YouTube, I'm always having a lot of fun. I'm full of energy, and I'm living and I'm breathing, and I love it. And I want to be happy again, because like frankly, again, my job, it just kind of is. It's kind of AIDS. Like, it kind of sucks. Anyway, gamers, make sure to subscribe and like, comment. I'll see you guys in the future. Have a great day. Love you guys, and I am praying to God here things go smoothly and they go well and things work out. We're gonna try our best, and we're gonna see what happens.